Okay, and the meeting is yours, Deputy Mayor Vink.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to call the meeting to order at 2:34 p.m. on August 18th. Applefest Advisory Committee, we are live streamed because all advisory committees of council are required to be open to the public, and so that's how we have to do this. So welcome everybody. It's nice to see everyone. Hopefully this shouldn't take us too long, but so item number 2 is the approval of the agenda. Do I have a mover and a seconder for that? There's only a few of you, so okay, Christine, and I need a seconder. Yes. Bruce. All those in favor, just raise your hand.
Laura, I was disconnected. I'm assuming it was just to approve the agenda?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. And any declarations of pecuniary interest? No, I don't see any. And then we had some minutes attached to our agenda from March 11th, and then our special one that we had April 27th. And so we're just looking for a mover and a seconder to approve those minutes. Emily, and I need a seconder. Bruce. All those in favor, or any discussion on those minutes, I guess I should ask for first. No, all those in favor, just raise your hand. Okay, and that's carried. Okay, so number 5 is what we're here for, just our discussion about what we want to do or are able to do. We had talked at our last meeting about the possibility that maybe we might be able to do some sort of event, not the full-fledged Applefest, come this fall. Of course, we all would like to, but at this point, we do have to make a decision and send it to a council for approval. I was just wondering, maybe Rick, you're in charge of the protocols, COVID protocols for the municipality. I'm wondering if you could just give us a bit of an idea of where we're at, and what we can do and what we can't do, and your thoughts, just so that we can, digest that and we can have a discussion around that.
Okay, thank you very much, Deputy Mayor, and welcome everyone. Our committee, COVID Recovery Committee and recovery team, and as well as health and safety, we've been working very hard since March actually, and then so we've been developing policy and what have you, and looking at opening up facilities and how we're going to do it safely. And so at this stage right now, and it was announced last night in council that September 8th, we're going to just begin opening up our buildings for the public to be able to come back in. We're going to do that somewhat by appointment, and some things that they'll be able to do. So we're still being very limited and very cautious as we move forward in allowing folks in. And of course, we have to be always mindful of the limitations of the order, which are, for outside, you have 100 people. That's the maximum, and inside it's 50. So that, especially as it pertains to this committee and Applefest and the possibility of any events, is certainly very limiting. If we are to look at any sort of event, we have to somehow make sure that we stick within those guidelines. And, I guess the other thing is we have to be mindful that we're asking our residents and we're asking members of our community to follow those rules, and so we need to be making sure we do the same. So I think it's at this stage of the game, it's going to be very difficult, in my opinion, to have to hold an event where you can limit those numbers and make sure that they hold at those numbers, and that includes all the participants that are there to make that event happen. So it's going to really limit us, and I moving forward, I think it's going to be a challenge at the very least.
Okay, thanks, Rick. I'm going to just go to members of the committee. I'd just like to hear what everyone has to say, give everyone an opportunity. I'm going to start with you, Bruce. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, much the same as Rick said. I've been trying to think over the last week or so some ideas of what we could do on a limited basis, and I honestly, I haven't really come up with anything I or how do you police? I don't know what kind of event would work, honestly. And I don't know if, because of the Canada Day thing was a virtual event, I didn't know if that was something people were thinking about. And I've had mixed feelings on that. It's a lot of work to do those virtual events, and whether that really fits for Applefest, I don't know. I would love for something to happen, but like Rick says, I really don't have a good idea of what that would look like with 100 people, like you said, the people running it involved. So it's really, maybe you're talking about 80 people public. I really don't know how you do that and make it an Applefest or a Brighton town event.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, I didn't know if something was allowed, like if you close down Main Street to traffic, I don't know how you, is that an event? You know, if you have some music in the park and the people at the stores have beside maybe a little farmer's market, is that counted as an event?
Yeah,
it is. You know, I guess once you advertise anything, right, that's an event.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
how do you keep that to 100 people? I don't really know how. I like something, I love Applefest, but I just don't really know. I hope somebody has an idea.
Okay, thanks, Bruce. Yeah, we're just going to keep going around. I agree with you. It is going to be difficult. I'm not sure if a virtual event is the right thing for this year, but let's go on and let's hear what Jackie has to say as well.
Well, I'm pretty much in the same frame of mind. I don't know how you would control the numbers, especially if you marketed it under the name Applefest. Word would soon get out to surrounding areas. The day trippers would come in from the GTA. Even if it was a smaller event, they'd come anyway just to see what was going on. I agree, as much as it would be fabulous to do something, I just don't know if it's feasible under the current regulations, unless the government changes those regulations in the next week or two.
Okay, thanks, Jackie. Christine, did you want to just throw in your 2 cents worth as well? And
sure, mine is pretty much the same as the others. It's just with just 100 people, it's hard between participants and spectators and to warn it. Even if we did it at the arena or something where you let people in and out, I just don't see it working. It's a shame, but we have to play by the rules, and we'd hate to have anything happen during Applefest, a breakout or something. So I feel that this year it should just be a pass, and next year be super duper.
exactly. Emily, did you want to add to that at all?
Yeah, if we're going to have definitely a contained event, whether it be at the community center or whatever, I don't see it working. I see policing causing just more frustration with the general public, regardless if it was just citizens. I guess the only thing that I thought about, if we could just engage Brighton residents to, I don't know, I was thinking, maybe a street competition, a street kind of decorate for Applefest or something. And I've seen that done more so in Europe than I have here, but have the weekend and maybe people would engage with their neighbors, just kind of open up, people decorate houses with red and white with apples or something. I'm not sure, but I'm just thinking that there seems to be a lack of enthusiasm. People have kind of, everything's pretty low key right now. How do you kind of ramp that up between now and the end of September? That's all.
Okay, thanks, Emily. Actually, maybe there's an idea there. I think having an event is pretty much impossible in order to do it well and do it right. A virtual event, we've kind of done that for Canada Day. But I kind of like the idea. Maybe we can set out a challenge to decorate your house for Applefest this year. Maybe that's something we want to engage in. It's not too much work. It's just a matter of getting it out there that this is what we're all doing. Jim, Ben, is there anything you guys wanted to add at this point? Don't both go at once.
I'm trying to unmute. Okay. Yeah, right now, I mean, there's really, other than maybe the bingo, and I think the Lions Club could do that on the Wednesday night. They do it. They're going to be starting in a few weeks anyways. Once we open up, I've been talking to them, and they've got a seating chart and everything for 50 people.
Okay.
Between that, I don't know what else you would do. I mean, they're not even allowing public skating.
Yeah.
Through the protocols right now in place. So.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Ben, your 2 cents worth, and maybe, is it worth having some sort of event where people are decorating their houses for Applefest? Is that something to liven things up for Brighton?
Yeah, I mean, I feel a little bit ridiculous making a comment because I don't have a lot of experience with this event or in the community. So I'll leave the comments to the folks that have made really good comments so far and suggestions. But what I can say is that we've done some community engagement stuff this summer, and it's gone over really, really well. So I do know people are very engaged in the community and want to still have something to kind of look to for community spirit. So maybe some sort of yard decorations or Applefest spirit decorations would be a really cool fall activity for the community, because it in no way, shape, or form involves gatherings or events or anything. And we can work it into a social media contest where they send their photo of their display or their decorations, and we post it, and we can do things like that, right? So I'm more than willing to participate in the promotions piece of that and filter out any ideas. I think that's fabulous, but I think everyone's definitely hit the nail on the head. It's really hard to have an event right now.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim. Thanks.
Yeah, in that vein of thought, even an essay, what does Applefest mean to me? You might get some creative thinkers, that know that there's, this year is a pass, but get them thinking, what are they missing?
Yep. Bruce?
Yeah, to add on to what Emily mentioned, I think she's onto something there. That it's the only thing that I think might really work is you've seen on the news some place in Toronto where people just play music on the porch and they don't really advertise it because they don't want too many, but people show up and listen. And because I always thinking from the music end of things. I don't know if you're familiar, in Belleville, they do these porch concerts. They've been going on before COVID, just people, musicians perform on a porch or front step of a house, front patio, and neighbors come and put their lawn chairs up, or anybody can come. They're sort of advertised, but they're still doing them. I know 2 people doing them this summer in Belleville. So that could be another aspect. You could encourage streets to have a little spirit thing, and maybe somebody on the street puts a little music together to play. I guess we couldn't really advertise these things because you wouldn't want a lot of people showing up on one street, but you could encourage the street, like say, to decorate with the red and white and apples. Each street might come up with their own little idea, and if music could be part of it. I have 2 different bands going. We've talked about doing a little, because I live on a cul-de-sac, maybe doing a little street dance thing, but we didn't know how to do it and keep it small numbers. But yeah, I think, Emily, that might be an idea.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Emily. So what we need, well, first of all, we need a motion in order to somewhere around that to say that that's what we're going to do, if everyone's in agreement of that. And I guess maybe a little subcommittee. We probably don't need the whole group, I don't know, but certainly a subcommittee of people to kind of just prepare what it is that we're asking people to do, get it to Ben, and get it out promoting in maybe the paper and on all our social media. What do you think, everyone? Is that the way we want to go? Emily, go ahead.
Would you do it on the Applefest, like what would normally be the Applefest weekend then?
I think that's ideal. And
Oh,
I like
really?
the idea of maybe doing it earlier and have a deadline. And then, like I said, send in your pictures and we will post them. We'll put something in the paper, post it on Facebook, pick a few winning ones or something like that. Is that an idea to pull that together? Yeah.
I don't think it would take a lot of work, but I said, you have to kind of build your block a little bit, right? You have to build a square as to how it would fit. But yeah, I know with Canada Day, the virtual thing was good, but I think it's an Applefest thing. And I know there were one or two streets here. I know one just in my neighborhood where they did that. Somebody pulled out a guitar and the neighbors just sat on their own property with their lawn chair and I'm sure a drink of some sorts and just kind of enjoyed the afternoon. And maybe we could. I don't know how. Would there be any legalities, any liabilities around that? About
I think we have to.
I don't want it to be push the rules, right?
Yeah, we have to be careful about what we encourage as far as people gathering to, but that may be something that people can do on their own. But I think as a municipality, as a committee of council, maybe we can encourage the decorating in some sort of a contest and just kind of get the spirit out there and get things flowing and just acknowledge Applefest. Christine, I think you kind of had your hand up. Did you want to add to that?
I just thought maybe so for the local businesses, start tagging them as well and see if they'll jump on board, the restaurants and the downtown stores, maybe get in touch with DBIA or something and see if they would work with us to enhance the downtown that weekend to make it somewhat Applefesty.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Jackie?
How is the Codrington Farmers Market dealing with numbers when they're outdoors with vendors with their wares? Does anybody know if they ever have more than 100 people up there?
I'm pretty sure they're regulating. Is anyone involved with the Codrington or no? Rick, do you know?
I can tell you that I know the health unit monitors that fairly closely. And I would be surprised if at any one time they would have 100 people there. I think that would be quite a stretch.
Yeah, I have been out there, and I mean, there's a steady flow of people, but there was never really a big rush on, and I'm pretty sure that they must have people out there ready to slow it down if need be. Anyone else? We need to decide how we're going to move forward. Emily, did you want to make a motion? How did we want to do this? Have another meeting to discuss it, to plan it, have a subcommittee who can maybe socially distance and get together with Ben? I mean, we're a committee of council, so we kind of have to do this in a certain way. Any thoughts, maybe even Tom, and how whether we need to meet as a full committee again in order to plan this? We should be doing it in the next little while.
That's my concern. We need to meet sooner than later, right? We're near the end of August.
Yeah.
And in order to get it ramped up a little bit, to get the engagement from the community, we're going to need to kind of push sooner than later. I would certainly put a motion forward, Laura. That we at least investigate the possibility of doing something, a community challenge, however that's going to look. Once maybe. I know we have to work with Ben. Maybe Ben would have some ideas as to how we would put a challenge together. That's for sure. But I would certainly put that motion forward.
Like you said, we don't have a lot of time to investigate, or I think we really need to strike a subcommittee. If we're allowed to do that, Tom, just let me know for sure.
Yeah. So that's what I would probably suggest. Maybe that the motion be to establish a subcommittee to develop a spirit initiative, something like that, wording, and set a meeting date in the motion.
Okay. Does that sound?
Early September?
Is early September too late?
Too late.
Or Emily? Yeah.
I think we need to do before the end of August.
Okay.
Yeah. So at this point, we're only allowed to meet virtually, correct? Is that still correct? Right?
Yeah.
Or are we able to socially distance, a small committee able to have a socially distanced meeting at this point?
not till after September 8th.
That's what I thought. Okay, so it would have to be a Zoom meeting, but yeah, Tom, I do like that wording. Would you be able to kind of put that and down, and we can reread it and be sure? And then should we name, do we have volunteers for that subcommittee? The reason why subcommittee, because, you know, we don't need, that way staff don't have, you know, Rick and Jim, you don't necessarily have to attend for that. And we might need the help of Ben. But we can certainly have a smaller group put this together rather than the full committee having to meet to go.
I would like to suggest that Bruce sit there as far as the music component.
Yeah,
goes.
I was going to volunteer. Yeah.
Yep.
Good, Bruce, good.
Good. Christine?
Sure.
We'd like to see you there just to keep some consistency there. And Emily, you're, you know, Jackie, did you want to be involved? I mean, it can be our group. We just want to go ahead.
Yeah, I'm happy to be involved if I'm needed, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Does it have to be a subcommittee, or I guess we can just call it Applefest, but we just don't need, again, I don't want to make Jim and Rick and, you know, some of our other staff members attend if they don't have to, but I guess they're not necessarily required to attend, are they? It's an Applefest meeting? I don't know.
Not necessarily.
Okay, so we can just call it an app, and that way anyone on the committee can attend and participate and help get the ball rolling for that, because I think we all want to do a little something this year.
Okay.
So let's do the wording that way. And I think we haven't had too many meetings this year, so having an extra meeting, 2 meetings in the month of August shouldn't be an issue. If you've got the motion, we'll just read it out and we'll vote on that, and then we'll decide on how we're going and when we're going to meet, I guess, right?
Okay. Do you want to include, like, here's what I have right now.
Yep.
That the Applefest Advisory Committee hold a follow-up meeting to organize a spirit initiative. And then we could just say before the end of August.
Yep, that's good.
You add community to that ahead of spirit?
Yes.
Community Spirit Initiative, yep.
Mhm.
Okay, and then we can just follow up Deputy Mayor Vink like later this week, and we'll set the date, and I'll send a meeting
Okay.
around for everybody.
Okay, so I believe Emily is making that motion. We just need a seconder for that motion. I got it. Okay, Christine?
Does this have to go by council or?
I don't think we have to, it would take too much time. We're not, yeah, I think we're okay because we have a budget and we're, you know, supposed to be planning an event. And so I think we're good to go. We will certainly run it by them once we have it planned. It'll go to the next, that way it can be maybe part of our September minutes, but we really just have to jump on this.
Yeah. I guess if everybody can just brainstorm ideas and how.
Yeah.
the
Let's
best
vote on
way-
the motion and then, or actually we're having the discussion now, I guess, really anyways, but so we've got the motion. But yeah, we can all just kind of brainstorm and maybe Ben, you can come with some ideas on how to promote it, and then we can meet again and pull something together, really, at the next meeting, the details. Does that sound good? Go ahead, Emily.
Thanks, Laura. In a few hours, I'm meeting with some of the executive from the DBIA. Would it be a good idea to give them a heads up to see how they can participate?
Yeah, for sure.
Whether DBIA wants to do something downtown and whether they would participate if we were to do a prize thing of whatever at some point.
Should we add to the motion that we invite a representative from the DBIA and a representative from the chamber to that meeting? And that way, if they want to participate, that's their opportunity, and we can have that group meeting together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sure. So if we could add that maybe. It's all into one motion and everyone's clear on that. Anything else? No? So we're ready to vote on that. Are we good to go, Tom?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to call the vote. All those in favor, just raise your hand. And we're good. Okay, great. So yeah, like Tom said, we'll just send out, we'll discuss it and we'll send something out. Does an afternoon meeting work for everyone, or do you prefer evenings? We maybe have some of the other people here if we had an evening meeting. What do you think? Anyone have a preference?
Afternoon is fine for me.
Okay. Emily?
If it's next week, I'm certainly not available Thursday and Friday afternoon, just to give you a heads up. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Monday's grandkids' day, so that's always crazy. Certainly not good for Zoom.
So maybe an evening is better. Like, I just want to have as many people here as possible. Evening is better for me. Like, I'm in the middle of my work day too. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So
Yeah.
if we're okay with an evening meeting, then that's what we'll do. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll figure something out and we'll send out an email and everyone brainstorm some ideas. Let's keep it simple, but you know, simple for people to do and simple for us to administer. We don't have a lot of time really, and I think it's a great idea. We can get it going. Anyone else have anything else they want to add at this point?
I just have a question. All the people that did the events prior, are any of them doing anything? Like, I'm assuming the Legion isn't on the Friday night because of the amount of people you're allowed. I just wondered if anybody's heard, like, is the Brighton Speedway doing anything or doing it virtually or something? Because I could send an email out to the events that we had in the past and just see if they're doing anything.
Yeah, for sure. Because if they are, we can still promote it like we normally would. You know, some of these places may be able to do a smaller event or virtual event, so we can certainly. So why don't you find out, Christine, and bring it to the next meeting, and whatever promotion we do, if there's enough, we're not going to just promote one or two things, right? If we get a small group of people who are doing things, then we can promote that like we normally would.
Yeah, okay.
Anything else, Rick?
Yeah, Christine, I do believe, I know that the raceway has been running some races, so there's probably a good possibility they may well be doing something on that weekend as well, I would think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So the next item is correspondence. So we don't have any. Next meeting we're going to determine. So we're ready to adjourn if everyone is good to go, and we'll hopefully see you all next week. Okay, so I just need someone to make the motion to adjourn. Christine, and a second. Jackie, and all in favor? Meeting adjourned. Okay, great. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you.